Hello everyone, Attack Power here with Game 1 between Mr. Ghosty and Stardeck in the Kingdom of Steel Finals. We finally made it. Let's dive right in here to Zabushин. And on the left, in the red, we have Mr. Ghosty playing 2nd Infantry Indian Head on Maverick Income. And on the right, in the blue, we have Stardeck playing 26th Panzer also on Maverick Income. Before we hop into the usual deck review, a quick shout out to this tournament's sponsor, Race Design. Skyrocket your web presence with their personalized solutions. Experience unparalleled web success with their dedicated team. Get started and turbocharge your business with a comprehensive 4-in-1 design studio that harnesses the power of an elite team for a fraction of the cost. This is your one-stop shop for all your digital solutions for your business. Check out Race Designs, and thank you for sponsoring one of the first Steel Division 2 sponsored tournaments. Thank you so much, Race Designs. So diving in here on the left, 2nd Infantry, one of the strongest divisions in the game. Still, very much, it hasn't really lost its place there. Just all around really strong. Your Recon tab, really solid with the Ranger Marauders with their bazookas and M8s for some rushing. Your Infantry tab, phenomenal with everything, walking around with semi-automatic M1 Garands, rifles late. You're a little short on CQC. That's definitely a big issue for this division. But they have enough to get by. It's just you don't have a plethora of extra. Your tank tab, excuse me, a little underwhelming. You know, you have the M4A1s, then just the Stuarts, but then you do get one card of Rhinos, which are up-armored Shermans, which is definitely, I mean, much better than a normal Sherman. Your support tab, pretty phenomenal. You have the M4A1s and you have the M3 howitzers, so lots of 2K range, and then you have the 50 cals as well, which are, you know, phenomenal machine guns, probably. Honestly, probably better than the MG42 in my opinion, because they just pin everything instantly. Your AT tab, really strong with M10s with the APCR, the M5 gun, also with that same APCR, as well as Hellcats and M1 guns, so just all around really solid, and bazookas. Your AA tab, it's limited, but it does the job. It's 40 mil Bofors, and they're phenomenal, so you know you don't need much more than that. Your Arty tab, also fantastic, one of the best factions of Arty in the game, which is everything having radio from your mortars to your Arty. You have half-track mortars and the long toms. And then your air tab is the American Big Boom air power doctrine, every plane carrying a lot of bombs and a very big explosion. On the other side, 26th Panzer, really solid A-tier division, pretty well rounded, nothing like horribly weak about it that really sticks out to make this division bad. Recon tab, a lot of vehicles to work with. You got Panzer 3s, SDKFZs, Panzer 4s, not much in the infantry department of the Recon tab. Your infantry department, on the other hand, is solid. It's nothing like super duper phenomenal. You do have Stillstruprettas, which are phenomenal, but otherwise your infantry are okay. A lot of Panzergren MG34s and stuff, which are definitely a step down from Panzergren MG42s, but they do an okay job. Your tank tab, an interesting mix of light, medium, and heavy armor. You do get some Panzer 3s, you get some Panzer 4s, Stug M42s, and Panthers. So a nice mix there, although it is tough to often get all that in. Your support tab, pretty fantastic. Grillos, Panzer 4s, IG-18s, machine guns, a great mix of 2K and closer range support. Your AT tab, also very good. You get the usual Axis options with the PaK-40 and such, but then you also get the wonderful Jagdpanzer 4 and the cost-efficient Marder 3M. Your AA tab, pretty solid. It's not phenomenal, though. You do have STKs Z71s, but only one card. And then you have FAMOs, which are 88s, but with like no ammo. It's pretty rough. Your Arty tab is really expensive. Good options, but really expensive. And your Air tab has phenomenal fighters, okay bombers, but no AT planes at all. So let's dive on in here to the game. Excuse me for zooming in there a little fast. BF109, G8 coming in early for that Recon. Air Recon has really been the meta lately. Like I said, I think I said in a more recent game, I feel like Air Recon really comes in and out of the meta, where like we see people use it all the time, and other times it's like you never see it. But right now it's in a good spot. People like using it. And the BF109, it's an expensive Air Recon, but it is very fast. It has pretty good agility, so it generally can get in and out pretty quickly. You can see across basically the whole map. And the thing with Air against an American division is all of their 50 cals will waste ammo shooting the plane. So that's actually not a bad thing a lot of times, because it reveals their positions and it wastes the 50 cal. And if they're on an attack move, they'll stop moving, which can actually be super annoying. So it creates this really intensive micro situation for your opponent that can net you some gain at the end of the day. IG-18 versus 50 cal. I wouldn't be surprised if 50 cal wins. They just pin down so flippin' fast. Yep, it's gonna win, and this is like at max range against an infantry gun, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Yep, it won. So this map always really strange, because this flag up here, which is initially blue, is basically freebie for red. Like, there's no way for blue to not like to stop red from getting his flag. And on the other side, this flag right here is really tough for red to hold. They have to work to get it, and it's very easy for blue to pressure it. So it always ends up being this kind of like diagonal line, front line. It's very interesting. SDKZ 250 is going to run into this M8, and the M8 is definitely going to kill it. Panzer III will run into the M8, but it depends on if the M8 gets a first shot off. This recon half-track going to die. P-47 comes in and actually doesn't kill the MG-42. Pretty shocking, in fact. The 105 might be able to finish it off, but that was amazing that that bomber did not kill it, because that's a big bomb loadout. I forget exactly how big it is, but it's an American bomber, which means it's pretty big. M8 going to finish off that MG-42, though. Looks like it. Well, maybe not. A 1 health MG-42 is just fine. 1 health support weapons are just as good as full health, honestly. They just survive a little longer. Damage-wise, though, they do exactly the same. Ranger already under pressure. Stardic doing a good job. So blue can easily pressure this flag as well. It's really hard for red to hold on to this if they lose this little patch of green here. It's MG-34, though, pushing straight out here from Stardic. Seems a little out in the open. So, again, the M8's going to get the first shot, unless this IG-18 finds the M8 first. I mean, the Panzergrens are going to get hit by this M8. Stardic looking to actually push into this flag a little bit. The Panzergren should be able to kill the 105 here. They are double vet. This MG-42 did survive, actually. Panzer III, no, it's going after this half-track here. Sherman Pioneer goes down to the M10, actually. M10's actually good HE damage. For an AT gun, for an AT tank, they do pretty phenomenally. M3 holding this flag. It's a very cheeky way to grab this flag. You can just kind of put it right on the edge of this hill, and you can see it's actually really hard to see it, so you can hold this flag if you can get a unit into that position. Panzer III trying to find that M8, I think. Pioneer's pinned down. Stardic hasn't noticed yet. Kind of surprising, actually. It's right in the middle of the map. Like if he's switching flanks, he would, like, see it. And Panzergren's so close. He needs to move a little bit further this way to both spot this howitzer and kill, you know, and to get this flag back. But currently, Mr. Ghosty on a 13-11. Both these players phenomenal. Mr. Ghosty is very, very strong. Actually, in Division 1, technically, I think, and Stardic was technically in Division 2 in terms of League. League should be back semi-soon? Within the month, I believe. Hopefully along with the new DLC. I have no secret information. Do not think attack power is like holding out on you. I'm not. If I knew, I'd be way more excited, believe me. M8 finally goes down. I'm not sure what found him. Maybe the IG-18, I think, finally got a heat shell on it. So IG-18 hitting some of these Ranger LMGs. Howitzer trying to get some heat shells onto this STKFZ. They will eventually hit, and there's plenty of heat shells, so it's not like it's going to run out anytime soon. P-47 tries to hit that IG-18, but the Sagittario gets on the back of that P-47. That's a big kill there. Those are not cheap, and he only has 3 of them, so 130 points down the drain there. Really nice kill for Stardic. Bofors pushes off the BF-109. Sagittario has to be a little careful. Can strafe pretty well, so if he can find a good target to strafe, he could take advantage of this lack of AA down south. But he definitely wants to get to this flag. Now, the 105 howitzer is now in position, which is dangerous, although the Jagdpanzer IV is here and could very realistically damage this howitzer. The heat is only 1,500 meter range. Yes, it is. So the Jagdpanzer IV currently out of range of that. Rifles leader, they do have a sniper, and that's what's currently shooting this Panzergren, allowing the Panzer III to spot that. Panzergren up north does capture the flag, so now Stardic actually on the 1311 with the cap. Oh, he did have this, and the bomber, another P-47, and wow. Mr. Ghosty calling these planes in quite aggressively. They are not cheap investments by any stretch. Panzer III not pushing forward to kill this M3 or just to straight hold this, I guess. Jagdpanzer IV does spot the 105 after it took a shot at one of these infantry, and now it's stopped? I'm not really sure. Otherwise, I'm not sure how they would have spotted it. I guess maybe the infantry saw it, but that's in green cover. Spotting in this game always kind of leaves me with a raised eyebrow. So with this flag held 13-11, but the Panzer III now retreating. Likely will lose that flag again. If he gets too close to these Rangers, the Rangers will absolutely decimate him. But he is doing a little maneuver to try to stay out of range. We'll see if he manages. Howitzer now out of position. M10 moving over to kill the Panzer III, but Stardic has already predicted that and moved out of the way. M3 Howitzer over here holding the ground now as well. Oh, the Panzer III gets spotted by the heat shell, and it does miss, but now the Panzergren opens up as well. And with the double machine gun on the Panzer III and the Panzergrens, they do pin down that 105 before the 50 cal can do its job. And the 105 goes down. Nice kill there from the Panzergren. Panzer III moves forward immediately. Does have its APCR on, which means killing this half-track is going to take a little longer. He's going to waste his APCR shells. Panzer III actually gets a pen on the M4A3. That's actually shocking. I'm pretty sure these are up armored. They are at 100 millimeters of armor. Wow. Wow, that Panzer III killed that M4. I'm shocked. Oh, and it gets a... Do they have heat shells? Panzer IV support goes down. Started pushed out to get a 1311. Do they have... I'm so shocked right now. I didn't think they had heat shells. Panzer III finally finishes off that M3 half-track, and this flag will flip, and Stardic on a 1411 here. I mean, 1411. 1410. So, nice work for him, though. Ranger's still alive, and once this Panzer gun goes down, he may lose this flag pretty quickly. Panzer III now under pressure from the M10. But the Panzer III pushes forward, trying to kill this M3. Sturm Pioneer throws down smoke to defend the Panzer III, falling back from the M10. Really nice play there from Stardeck. 59 currently for Stardeck. Nice work. Hard to get a double tick on Mr. Ghosty on equal income. 50 cal, easily pinning down the MG42. Sagittario floating in the back. Panzergren does go down. This Panzergren under pressure now with the 105 here as well. Jagdpanzer IV hitting that Ranger, though. This Panzergren is going to go down. Yep, down he goes. He's going to lose his flag. It's now only a 1410. The rifles finding those Sturm Pioneers. There is an M1 gun now moving into position to take out that Panzer III, which has been super annoying. These Panzer IIIs really effective in this matchup because they can trade up really well to the Shermans. Like, they definitely fight Shermans really well. Like, Panzer IIIs versus Shermans is a great fight. You are sending a 40-point tank against an 80-point tank, and you have a good chance of winning. So, Panzer III's phenomenal up against Shermans. You always... That's just a great matchup. On the other hand, if you're using, like, Panzer IVs, you're kind of just, like, fighting equally a little bit. Like, you're not really gaining anything. P-47 in now up north after the Sagittario got pushed out. Panzergren already retreating. Only takes 1 damage from that big boom. Now we have a bunch of Stuarts coming in along with a command Sherman. Oh, STKFZ goes down to the howitzer. Jagdpanzer IV just waiting for that M10 to poke its head out. Panzer III finds the rifles. Needs to be careful of that M1, but it is in a really nice spot here. And you can just see this is the difference between top-level players and, like, even mid-tier, like, good players, such as, like, myself, where I'm, like, definitely high up in the rankings, but not, like, a Division I player. Everything is just perfectly placed. Everything is always in the exact right position to make it difficult to get at. This Ranger, for example, just in a great spot. This half-track, this M10. I mean, just everything is right where it needs to be to cause the maximum disturbance. Rifles fall back a little, which allows the Sturm Pioneers to get flames on target. Now the rifles early get overwhelmed. But now the Rangers are in. Flames are going to get hit. And that is a 3-star Ranger, though, versus a 1-star Sturm Pioneer. So, but because of the cover, the Sturm Pioneers actually are going to win the day there. Really nice. And like I said, 2nd Infantry short on CQC. Now, Order does come in, finishes off the Rangers, giving this a little bit more safety. He needs to kill off this half-track here. I wouldn't be surprised. No, he's still going for this. I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if the mortar goes to do that. Panzerschreck moving in. You do need Panzerschrecks up against 2nd Infantry because of all the half-tracks and light armor you got to deal with. Again, this division just has a lot of the things you want. It's just got a lot of things. Panzerschreck takes out the half-track. Panzergren's under pressure now. Panzerschreck moving forward. I'm not sure where he's going with. I figured he'd go after the Sherman, but he's not. Now the Panzerschreck just standing kind of out in the open here. Falling back. Up north, the armor does kill off the Stuarts, it looks like, or at least one of them. But now the Sherman's going to be a bit more of an issue, especially if it gets the first hit off. Panzer IV, not the one that you want to have fighting. The Panzer IIIs are what you want. But a push from Mr. Ghosty here in the center, capturing a flag. We're now into B phase, so that's why all of a sudden things seem to be activating. Stuart's looking to overwhelm these support Panzer IVs and these Panzer III. But the Panzer IV just shooting the infantry and not shooting the Stuart that's shooting it. Kind of weird. Panzer III has its APCR on. M3 half-track finally goes down to the Jagdpanzer IV. Howitzer does spot the infantry, but the infantry are in MG range, which means they can actually fight back. Jagdpanzer IV moving forward to support. Howitzer actually gets pinned down before it can finish off the Panzergren. Jagdpanzer IV should get the first shot off against this M10 here. Just kidding, it hit the Howitzer instead. Howitzer down, nice kill there. Panzerschreck on the run, might go down to the Stuart here, doesn't. Panzer III did go down to the massive Stuarts, but one goes down to the Panzer IV support here. Panzer III up north, one already died to the Sherman. This Panzer III actually has its APCR off now, I'm not sure, but there it goes, takes out the Sherman, big kill up there. Startek getting some good kills here. Big boom there. What was that? The Guerrilla here coming into the center. Here goes a BF-109 Recon. P-47 brings a bomb down on the Panzergun, but they take very little damage. M10 did survive there. SDKFZ is in. Didn't even see that there. But unfortunately, it's in a bad position. It's right behind this tree line. Can't see the P-47. It gets away. Big positioning mistake there by Startek. And again, it's a small mistake. But at this level of play, that small mistake could be absolutely devastating because he just missed out killing a 130-point plane, which is going to come back and do a ton of damage. M5 gun hitting that Jagdpanzer IV. It's on the run. I don't think it's going to get away, though. Down it goes. Big loss there for Startek because those Jagdpanzer IVs are actually really tough for Ghosty to deal with that 130 millimeters of armor. There's just not a lot that easily kills it other than the APCR of his tanks, of his M10s and the M5 guns. Other than that, there's not much that kills those. But Startek only brought one card. On the other hand, Panzer IV, very killable. Panzer IV misses its first shot. M10 gets a second shot on target. Looks like they're going to trade, if anything, unless the Panzer IV misses again. It does, but it actually bounces the next shot. So a trade in... Oh no, the Panzer IV is on the move, which means it's going to miss, it's going to get hit, it's going to die. That was a bad play by Startek. Should have just sat there and waited. It was too late. It was too late to get away, and because he was moving, that shot missed, and then he didn't even get the trade there. But Startek on a 15-9 here currently on the double tick. But we have seen some pretty critical mistakes causing some bad trades here recently. But he's now grabbed this flag here. Stolstrup Beretta moving in, but this half-track going to go down to the Stuart that's still alive. I think he's chewed through most of his Panzer IIIs. We do see some Stug M42s coming in. Bailout on the Sherman. That's quite the crit. What the heck got that? Must have been maybe the Panzer III, I guess? Oh, Grenadier Fuhrer gets caught out. Loss of leader there, not necessary. SDK's in a little bit better of a spot, although it's still in a very, exposed position here, I feel like. Stuart spotting some tanks, but the Panzer III, Panzer IV combo doing quite well, but bouncing. Stuart still gets a pen. Takes an APCR shot. Can the Panzer IV finish it off? It can. Stolstrup Beretta reveals itself, got hit by some sort of flame thing. Guerrilla getting hit by the 50 cal of the half-track. Okay, sure. That always annoyed me. I feel like that shouldn't happen. But anyways, Stolstrup finally does go down. Mortar going after the M5 gun. No, 105. Started investing a lot into his support weapons right now. Mr. Ghosty not doing nearly as much. Focusing more on his frontline troops. This could be the difference. Startek's gearing up for a long game, while Ghosty is pushing to win sooner. So this split in their strategy here could be the deciding factor. So finally the Sherman goes down, taking away that leadership, because even though it was bailed out, while it's around, the leadership is still being applied. Half-track goes down. Startek only on a 14-10 now, but still on the positive here. Stuart up north still alive. Things actually been pretty key, but Rhino moving in, a whole bunch of rifles. And now we see Ghosty applying a little bit more to his front line instead of... But he does have a Werfram in here. This... not a huge fan of. The 105, fine. Build up your back lines a bit. Do some more arty damage. Cool, there's a lot of support weapons. Second US really depends on its support weapons, like those 2K things we talked about, and the AT guns. Because, again, the Shermans aren't amazing. They're not fantastic medium tanks. I mean, they're fantastic support medium tanks, but not fantastic, all-around medium tanks. And your infantry, while excellent, do lack in a lot of departments, such as CQC. So you do rely on your support weapons to help win those fights. So the arty is a good counter to that. Werframen, I feel like that's a big investment here. Panzer III goes down to the side shot from the Stuart and the M8 together, or maybe the Rhino. It's just a lot of armor here that could have killed that. Panzer IV, though, is here to finally stop that 50 cal. Starting to be careful. He's lost several leaders as well. M1 gun finding the Jagdpanzer IV. Now, if it's facing the right... Oh, my God, the Jagdpanzer IV is backwards. Oh, geez. Oh, geez, and now it's stopped. Oh, no. Oh, that was a massive mistake. Oof. That was very unfortunate. Now Werframen Strike going to go to kill this M1 gun. That's a big investment. Panzer IV going down to the M5 gun. These things are absolutely phenomenal. Thank goodness they're only found in a few divisions, because my goodness. I would call these the Rashitsas of the Allies. And I know some people are going to be like, Rashitsas are better. I'm going to say it right now. Rashitsas are better. Everybody calm down. I'd say this is the closest thing the Allies have to a Rashitsa, okay? Although technically the Allies have that now because 8th Cav and 6th Corporal. So what am I talking about? Everyone has Rashitsas. Rashitsas all around. Rashitsas for you. Rashitsas for you. All right, so up north, Mr. Ghosty's built a massive force, and Stardeck does not have an equivalently massive force. Tons of Martyr 3s coming, and he's just spamming Martyr 3s right now. His southern area very weak. He lost this flag now to this annoying half-track moving up here again. Mortar's going to try to take that out. It's possible that Stardeck might have overinvested here into his arty. The Werframen especially felt like an overinvestment to me. I'm not a huge fan of them. Notice the M1 gun is not dead. And that's how I feel Werframens often are. They don't actually do what they need to do. They feel worse than the Nebelwerfer 300 mils. Guerrilla going for the ground attack in front of that M5 gun to try to take it out. It's already retreating. Would have taken more damage otherwise. Pioneer Fear going to go down. Starting to lose another leader here. Has been really sloppy with his leaders. He's lost several. But there's just such a huge force of armor here. Just half-tracks everywhere. Rhino. 2 Rhinos. A Stuart. It's going to be a tough thing to stop. 2 more minutes left to Maverick. Mortars do take out that tank, the M3A1 here. So he does grab this flag back. He does have this one as well. So the loss of the central flag here. No, wait. He doesn't have that flag. This flag here? Yeah, just that one. That's why it's 13-11. Leader almost goes down again. Panzergren's coming in. Again, Panzergren MG34s, though, underwhelming comparatively to their MG42 brethren. Oh, actually gets killed. The damage from the semi-automatic just doing enough. Easily getting overwhelmed here. Armor trying to move in to support. Werframen Strike coming in, but now the Shermans are here, and the Sherman's the ultimate infantry killer. Panzer III trying to get some APCR on target. Does. Gets a Spalling. Takes a pen. Rhino goes down to the Stug M42 side shot. Really nice move there. Infantry do get pinned down. Werframen Strike lands well. Does a lot of damage to that Rhino. Can the M42 finish it off? Fires quite fast. Gets a shot off. Finishes off the Rhino. 2 great kills there for Stardeck. Relieving pressure, but in the north, things not going nearly as well. All that's here is a Panzer III. There's nothing to spot for him. Stuart's going to get the first shot because it just fires really fast. Does get that penetration out. Rhino's here. Panzer III re-aims, and it's going to go down without firing a shot. Oh, that's always hard to see. I do hate that. I almost wish the tank would just finish its firing. You know, like once it has a target, just shoot. I understand a new unit showed up, but like, God, that's annoying. Because then it fired at nothing instead of just firing at one thing. Guerrilla going to go down here to the Hellcat, just barreling on it. Wow, it actually landed a shot on the move. That's actually extremely abnormal. Martyr 3 trying to line up. Hellcat already gets a pen. Martyr 3 still hasn't even aimed up yet. Can it get it on? It misses! And the Hellcat does not. Oh, Stardeck getting cursed by RNGesus here. Oh, and now he flies over the 40 mil with his Sagittario. Double SDKFZ moving in. He did do well in the center here to clean up a lot, but the north is absolutely crumbling under the pressure. We're now into C phase. I'm amazed that Ghosty did not bring any bazookas in his AT tab. Feels kind of like a must in second. I mean, I guess you have the Ranger Marauders. I apologize. You have the Ranger Marauders. You don't need the bazookas in the AT tab. But we don't really see many Ranger Marauders. We saw them initially, and no more came in after. SDKZ finally taking out some of those half tracks here. The Sagittario kind of like in a thing from its crit. You can force them to fall back by pressing the little button in the bottom left that looks like 2 arrows. Fun fact for you. SDKZ finding a supply in the background. Black lines, excuse me. Long Tom in. 2 Long Toms in from Ghosty here. Going after the Verframen, which was not moved. Ooh, micro mistake here by Stardic, not moving those. Panzer IV going after the M1 gun. Martyr 3 goes down without landing a hit. Oof. These Martyr 3s have been horribly they have horribly underperformed. Sagittario trying to get after that P-47. It looks like it's going to. Should. And it does. P-47 does go down. So nice kill there. Now in the center. Stardic making good progress here. As he overwhelms several squads of infantry and stuff that have no AT. M3A1 pushing out, though Grilla should be able to kill that eventually. Long Toms are hitting that. Verframen is on the run. Stardic realizing mistake, but probably not moving far enough, honestly. SDKZ's able to do whatever they want because none of these infantry have AT. Do see some Ranger Marauders now in. Howitzer finds the Aufklär. Ouch. M42 going to try to take out that Hellcat. Can it do it? Nope. It misses twice. It's going to get a third shot off because that's super high rate of fire. It goes down itself. Takes the Hellcat with it. Not a great trade here for Stardic, who is behind on map right now. Already going after the mortar as well. Verframen strike, I mean, it's going to happen to potentially hit some tanks, but it's not. Up north, Panzer IV should be able to beat this Rhino, especially at triple star. It's going to fire much faster than the Rhino. Oh, but the Rhino still gets a shot off. Oh, Stardic cannot catch a break. Oof. And now Mr. Ghosty on a 15-9 capturing this flag here on the hill as well. Verframen strike goes off. Takes out the rifles. And it's going to happen to hit the Rhino here, which gets a turret stuck. Crit there. Finally, a Martyr 3 doing something. And the Rhino goes down, but not before taking out the Stuga M42. My goodness. Stardic can't take out a tank without losing one of his own. It's been a really... he's gotten very few just straight kills of an armor. Like, without losing his own tank in the process. SDK's at 250/1. He spotted the Martyrs. Can he stop them? SDKZ goes down. Martyr 3. 2-on-1. Not good. It does get... Oh, but it had APCR. Oh. Those are the times APCR really kills. And now, all of a sudden, Stardic with no armor in the center. Up north, he has broken down some units. Martyr 3 does get the APCR off, gets a transmission damage. Double Star should help it out. It's going to get another APCR off, takes out the Rhino. And now the Panzer IV is top dog in this area, and he can push back with his armor. Here comes the Long Tom fire, though. Could be bad if that Panzer IV doesn't move forward. Lost his flag again to an annoying M3A1. These are just so obnoxious. I just hate these things. I just don't like them. They just pin so fast. I'm not saying they did get like a price nerf a while back and it was appropriate. And they're fine. They're just annoying. Just very, very annoying. IG-18 Grilla. Will they be able to stop the Hellcat from killing the Grilla? No, it gets an armor crap single hit. Oh my god, the guy can't catch a break. RNGesus hates him. He has cursed him to a life of awful RNG. Oh my goodness. And now the Howitzer spotting this Panzer gun that was trying to hold this flag. So many support weapons. That 105 targeting, yeah, this M3A1 Howitzer. Mortar going after the AT gun here. Panzerschreck moving in to take out some of these Shermans. They're just flooded the map at this point. Problem is, with the weird backyard fences and stuff, he can't see them. Panzergren's not going to be great in the woods. I mean, we saw a couple Stutztruppredders. Did he really use all 12? He brought him in B phase, so he should have more. Howitzer did go down to the 105. 105 out of ammo, though. Martyr 3 has his crew killed again. My goodness, those things just performed like shysta. SDKZ Blob coming in again along with a Panzer IV. He has successfully recaptured this northern flag. Ghosty's still on a 13-11. Stardic still ahead in flags. He still has a chance. Panzerschreck takes out one. Sherman is going... Oh, no, this is too aggressive. He's going to lose that Panzerschreck very much. Does it get out of line of sight in time? It does. Wow. Lucky. Howitzer, I mean, a mortar does not successfully take out this M5 gun. The M5 gun finds the Grilla. Grilla gets a shot off. Will it land before the M5 gets another shot? And it does. Wow, it survived. Sagittario coming in for a ground strafing here on the M5 gun. Does a lot of damage. Flies the wrong way into the Bofors once again. Stardic not microing his plane well enough, unfortunately. Now he's lost his flag to rifles that have pushed forward instead. Stolstrup, yeah, there are more Stolstrup Berettas coming in. Panzer IV feeling strong now, finding that M5 gun, keeping it pinned down. SDKFZ pushing forward. There's no AT to stop it, but here comes an M4A1. M5 gun does go down. Rifles early. Are they pushing further? No, they just moved a little bit, but there's not much here to stop him, actually. I'm surprised he never put, like, a PaK 40 here or something. He, like, relied on IG-18s to do AT jobs, and that's obviously not ideal. Grilla getting a full hit here on that rifles. Gonna run out of ammo here soon, though. Where's this Rhino going? Stolstrup Beretta could easily win this fall. No, the Demolition Group has a flamethrower, so easily win that fight might be a bit of an exaggeration, although they probably still would. Berettas, Molotovs, that is a deadly combination. Grilla gets out in time. Stolstrup Beretta, oh, yeah. He tried to get out, but I think that might have been some sort of misclick there. Stolstrup Berettas, though, get caught out in the open, and then they can't use their Molotov or anything right, so they do die. Panzerschreck goes down. I don't even know what hit it. The Rhino, maybe? Hellcat going in to finish that Martyr 3 off. The south collapsing here for Stardeck. Reinforcements coming in. Panzer IV finds the half-track, kills that off. Panzer IV moving around to kill this half-track off. Ghosty's northern front has been pushed down, broken down quite well by Stardic, but coming into the center to push. Mortar went down to the long toms. Stardic forgetting to micro his mortar again, goes down to the long toms. Those have definitely paid off. And we can see here, guys, I mean, RNG, yes, plays a big role. And if you get screwed on the RNG, it sucks and it feels bad, and it's just like, why does this game hate me? But there's no denying that most of this game comes down to skill, which is why I love it personally, because I personally feel like I get very unlucky in games pretty often. And again, that's just me, my own bias about it. But since the game is still mostly based on skill, you can make up for it. Like, yeah, you get bad luck, but if you play well, you can generally make up that bad luck. I forget what the saying is. Great planning tends to lead to great luck or something like that, you know. Ooh, Howitzer takes out that infantry down south, trying to get reinforcements, but went down in the transport. These Hellcats, just so dangerous. 50 points only. You know, they have 1,750 meter range. Of course, the APCR pushes them all the way up to 2,000 meters. They're just very good units. Ooh, SK-18, immediate hit. And again, that's, you know, you can't do anything about that. That's RNGesus telling you he hates you and he wants you to die. He wants you to die a fast and painful death of frustration and rage. Rifles early, though, getting overwhelmed. He might be able to recapture this, but it's 16-8 now for Ghosty. The Panzer IV down south went down to the Demolition Group Bazooka. M4A1 is in again. M42 coming in. I do think 16th Panzer or 26th Panzer does have the tools to fight second. US. It certainly does. I don't think this is a bad matchup for either player, really. But Mr. Ghosty has just done a really good job putting all the right units in all the right places. And while Stardic has done a lot of that, he's also made several key mistakes that have lost him a lot of several key units again. And again, at this level of play, a couple of mistakes snowballs really fast. Grilla on the run. It's basically out of ammo, so whether it dies here or not is somewhat irrelevant because its time in this fight is basically over. M42 assault down south. I'm not sure why he's decided to throw all these units here. Did actually capture his flag momentarily and re-lost it again. Grilla gets one more shot off and goes down to the Rhino. These Pioneers, no AT on them, of course. PaK 40 does unload, but it's almost all the way pinned down anyway by the Rhino's 50 cal. Howitzer finding the M42. M42 does fire fast, but the Howitzer will eventually land a heat shell. The second M42 will help. Just kidding. RNGesus says the first heat shell is going to hit. And at 30% accuracy, that is rough, 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 rough. Oof. M42 does actually finish off that 105, I would assume here. Yep, there it is. Nice kill there for Stardeck. Sagittario coming back in. The 16-8, though, ticking Stardeck down in a hurry. 40 mil Bofors easily stops that push, and it's going to fly. I don't know why this thing refuses to fly. Oh, there's another 40 Bofors here, so he was never getting out. It's going to die. Down it goes. Sagittario dead. Pack 40 did get one shot off, but all the machine guns, the Sherman machine guns, guys, just overwhelming. So, I mean, this is why you pay 80 points or 85 points for these. It's the machine guns. It's not the gun, I can tell you that. It's the machine guns. You're basically paying for a triple machine gun platform. And that's why Shermans function really meh against actual tanks, because that's not really what they're for. They're for crushing all soft targets under their treads. Stardeck's line now generally collapsing. I mean, there's just so much more stuff here from Mr. Ghosty. M42 misses its only opportunity to get a nice side shot there. And now Stardeck manually moves it out of the way. This was like a line of sight that shouldn't exist technically, but it does. It's a line of sight tool. What's wrong with this thing? M41 actually died to the M42, so the armor up north dead again. Back to a 15-9. Stardeck fighting hard to drag himself back into this game. Sturm Pioneer in a bad spot here. I'm not sure where it was trying to go. Finally got an off-clear here to actually spot a little bit. SDKFZ getting hit by the Arty. Once that dies, the air opens up again. Although it's expensive for Mr. Ghosty to get Air Force at this point. And I think all the P-47s did die. Stahlstrup, though, cannot fight the almighty M8 here. Panzergren goes down. Demolition Group can now just get a bazooka here on this Panzer IV and remove that armor. SDKFZ did survive the RDing there. SDKFZ in the center, /9, the autocannon coming in, but the problem is this Rhino. Unless this M42 gets really lucky, but it's only got 90 millimeters of pen. I can't remember if that's just heat or that's the actual AP there. Yeah, it really can't penetrate 120 millimeters of armor. Even on a good day, it's very unlikely. Yeah, SDKFZ goes down instantly. Another Pack 40 coming in. I'm surprised he's not just calling in maybe like a Panzer IV instead. I feel like he must have at least one more of those. We've seen 2, 3, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, maybe he doesn't. I doubt he has any Martyr 3s left. We saw them die all over the place. Those really did suck in this game. I mean, it's partially, I'm sure, Stardeck's placement of them, but at the same time, it felt like they just performed like absolute shysta. Grilla going for a ground assault here to take out the M5 gun. It should be able to kill the 50 cal at least. Down the 50 cal goes. Credit to Stardeck for soldiering on. This game has not gone to plan, clearly. SDKFZ slips by the M5 gun, but there is more AT over here. Stahlstrup Retta goes down. SDKFZ trying to get some revenge for his fallen Stahlstrup brethren. Gudila not doing much. Hellcat moving forward to get... Oh, the SDKFZ. And down that goes. Panzerguns do get in a position to recapture this flag here. But he's lost the town. And Stardeck throws in the towel. GG to both players. That is game one between these two. 39-25 to 30-20. Yeah, when you're on equal income, this is hard to make up 900, just a 900 kill difference. It's really painful. Yeah, some really bad luck for Stardeck there, but of course, just phenomenal play from Mr. Ghosty. I mean, it's generally, no player is flawless, of course, but when you're with these high-level players, it comes down to 5 to 10 mistakes, and in a 30-minute, 40-minute match, 5 to 10 mistakes is very easy to stack up. You stack up a couple mistakes really quick. So it's all it takes, though. I mean, that's all it takes for things to fall apart. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, check out the Patreon down below, consider checking out Race Designs, and have a fantastic day.